Welcome back to my channel and to another vlog. My name is Shalika. I am a Sri Lankan living here in Sweden, Scandinavia, and today I'm taking you along with me while I visit a couple of thrift stores. The first piece I found at the thrift store was this chest for 499 crowns. Now I have an old antique chest at home from up in the north of Sweden, and that's really old. It's over 100 years old, but this one was very similar. Then obviously they had this fake plant, but this lamp was so pretty. It was a sort of Moroccan style lamp. It was 700 kroner, so about 70 pounds or $70, but it was really quite lovely, and if that was your aesthetic, something definitely to be able to pick up at the charity or the second-hand store. These clogs caught my eye. They were unusual. They were handmade. They got the Swedish flag on it. They were really pretty, and then these ones were also so cute. I didn't buy them, but I thought they were really funky. It reminded me of sort of an American Indian style boot. It was very cool. Now greenery, they really caught my eye. I really thought they were on sale. Unfortunately, they were not. Had they been on sale, I would definitely have bought them. They were for decor, but I just had to look, really make sure, as you can see there, that they were not on sale because I couldn't pass them up. And then I walked towards the clothes section and I found this, a purple pair of Crocs. They were Croc boots. They were lightweight. They were not cheap, but they were purple. It really reminded me of something that my colleague probably would wear. It was so funky, so nice, and I really like finding sort of unusual pieces in the charity store. I was looking, it was just beautiful. Somebody bold enough to wear them, and that definitely would be my colleague Malin. So after I looked at the boots, I found these candelabras. They were 179 kroner. They were made from brass, so they weren't cheap, but they were really a good price, I thought, for the charity store. Then I found this copper lampshade that was really fun, and these beautiful plates. I thought they were so dainty, so special. I know it's not for everyone with the floral design as well as a lot of gold on the edging, but I thought they were quite stunning, and they had 6 of them, so which was really quite nice. I found this. I don't know exactly what it was. I suppose you could put some flowers in it, but that was pretty cool. I like to find these sort of, like I said, interesting pieces, and today was one of those days. I found a set of these were 3. I didn't know what the make was, but each of them were 99 crowns, so about $10. So I do think they were pretty good make, unless I don't know why they were so expensive. Now you're looking at this sort of garland here, and it's the sort of setup that they're having because in Sweden we are getting ready to celebrate midsummer on Friday. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Join me next week actually, on Tuesday, when I will be putting out the vlog on how we celebrate midsummer. Midsummer is a really big tradition here in Sweden, and I ended up buying this bottle with a beautiful Swedish design on it and the Swedish flag for myself for midsummer. These schnapps glasses were also quite sweet. Obviously they'd laid everything out. Drinking schnapps during midsummer is very popular here in Sweden as well. There were some gold trays which were quite nice if you were in the market for some of those, and these lampshades. I thought they were so sweet. If you were doing the sort of cottagecore design style in your home, these would really work well as this one. The other 2 were made from cloth. This was made from a very hard plastic or paper, which was really pretty. And then I found this one. It's just horrible. I don't know who would buy it. If you've got it in your home and you're watching this, I'm really sorry, but it was just not my cup of tea. But this, on the other hand, is a stunning piece. It is an old lamp. It was in such good condition. I was in love with it. I didn't buy it, but now thinking back in hindsight, I should have probably got it for my guest room, and if I can, I will go back and do that. I also found this antique looking table. Now I didn't get any details on it, so I'm not really sure how old it was, and this chest caught my eye, but it looked like it had been really used and it was pretty worn out, but nevertheless something interesting to look at. I had seen lots of these pieces of furniture before because I'd been to the charity show, I think, a couple of weeks ago, but I did want to go to the carpet section, and then I found this. This is an IKEA carpet. It was 299 crowns, that's right, about $20, and it really is quite inexpensive, and it was really a neutral color. I have two of them and I've used them all the time in my home. I've had it for over 10 years and they look really pretty good. Once I made my purchases from that charity store, we headed on over to another. Now, compared to the first one, this charity store was a little bit chaotic. They did have a lot more stuff, or maybe it just was the fact that their space wasn't as large as the other. But as you can see, they had a lot of kitchen items. Actually, come to think of it, the first store didn't have that many kitchen items. But here again, as you can see, I saw a lamp. I found this blue lamp. It was in good condition. It was really lovely. So if you're in the market for lamps, I would really suggest, no matter where you're living in the world, try and head to the thrift stores, because you probably luck out. But I do know that you should really go quite often to the thrift store if you're looking for things. Like, I bought a carpet a couple of weeks ago. I'd been meaning to buy one. I've been looking for it, and every time I go, I look for it, and then I finally found it. It's just a case of actually going to the thrift store or the charity store on a regular basis. I found this mirror. It was very large, solid wood. It was really pretty good, and as you can see, it's 50% off on everything in the boutique. Now, I did go here 2 weeks ago and they had the same deal going on, but nevertheless they had some new pieces, and this mirror was really quite substantial, and I really liked it. I thought it would look very nice in a hallway. As you can see, they've got lots of carpets, but not as organized as the first shop. It is, as you can see, it's sort of warehouse. It looked a bit of a mess. I think people needed to probably come in and organize it a little bit better, especially the back end of the charity store. I'm just going to take you through the back end to show you what it looks like. As you can see, there are clothes. I didn't go through any of them really. I just browsed through it. I just wanted to have a little bit of footage so you can see what it looks like. So it's quite big, but you really needed to go further in to have a look at the clothes. These were two doorknobs, which I thought were really interesting. I've never seen anything like it before, and if I thought that was the strangest thing I saw at the charity store, this. And that was really weird. I have no idea who would have bought it, if somebody made it, if it's old, if it's new, what it was. It was a church, obviously, and they tried to mimic the stone building, I suppose, but it was really weird. I don't know who would buy that, but these were really cute. These are called glug mugs. They say Good Yule on it, which means Merry Christmas, and they had quite a few of them, and they are Christmas mugs for our mulled wine. It's very popular. Now, that's a coffee one, obviously, but these were specially for mulled wine, and this one is also for our Christmas mulled wine. It's with copper. They were also really cute, but they didn't have as many of them around. But they were really very sweet and special. As you can see, there was a lot of glassware, so if you really wanted to pick up glassware, I think thrifting your glassware is the best way to go. I found these. I have no idea. I've never tried the liqueur or whatever it was inside. If anybody knows, please leave a comment in the description box below. But they were so beautiful. I thought they were really lovely. I could see putting some juice in there or some water in there would make for an interesting conversation starter at a brunch. After I found these, I found another strange thing. I've never found so many strange things at the charity store before. I wasn't sure what these were. Are they otters? Have absolutely no idea, but there were so many of them. And then I found this. My husband said it's probably the tail of an otter. I have no idea. I think that's what he said. If anybody knows what these are, please leave me a comment again in the description box below. But as you can see, the bucket was, or the basket was just full of them. I have absolutely no idea who would buy them, and there wasn't a price. Then I found these glasswares. This was also really cool, unusual. and I thought they were quite fun, especially if you wanted to have something different on your table with juices and drinks. Then I found these. I had no idea what they were for. Then I looked, obviously they looked like beer glasses, and then when I came home yesterday, my sister-in-law showed me a picture. They'd been, I think, to Greece on holiday, and they'd been drinking a beer from glasses that looked like that. I found this leather bottle. It was so interesting, really cool, covered in leather. Even the cork was made from leather, and it was 50 crowns, and obviously half price on that, which was 25 crowns. It really was a steal. I left it behind. Obviously I have no use for it, but somebody who'd really like that sort of thing or aesthetic will definitely pick it up. They had a mannequin here if somebody was into sewing and needed one. I think it was quite pricey. It was, I think, 2,300 kroner, so it probably obviously was still in very good condition. And finally I saw these, which I thought were also quite strange. I've never seen cutlery like this before. It's got black and gold, but they had the entire set, so definitely something to pick up if that was your style. So my mother and I left the charity shop empty-handed, but we were really thrilled to just go in there and have a look and see what they had. And I'm really thrilled because I got to film some really strange things at the charity shop. It's not often that I find things that look really, really strange. So now we were just walking down the high street. As you can see, we are walking in a place called Sundbyberg, and we found this cafe. It was a beautiful cafe. It had ice cream. As you can see, lots of things to choose from. You could drink coffee. My mum wasn't getting anything, but I decided I wanted to have a coffee. I'd been fasting all day, probably not the best thing to eat on an empty stomach, but I just couldn't help myself. I love having a coffee and a baked good. That's probably why I love living in Sweden so much. The fika here is just to die for. So I picked up something to eat, but I wanted to film and just show you what they had on hand. These were some croissants, but they also had some very traditional things like the cinnamon buns and hallongrottar. I wasn't really sure what these were, but this is very Swedish. It's called kladdkaka. It's a chocolate cake. I make the muffin version at home, but this is what I ended up getting. It was a sort of pecan almond, sort of very nutty cookie, if you will. And then while I was waiting for my coffee, I decided to film a little bit of the shop. It was really very quaint. They've got a few old architectural details like these panelings and the old doors, because it is quite an old town. The houses here are pretty old, and they are really, really beautiful. Sundbyberg is very, very close to my heart because my husband and I lived here for a few years before we moved when we had our first son. House prices are really, really expensive here, so we couldn't afford to live there, but we do come there on occasion to visit the charity stores and just have a look around. My mum and I sat down outside, watched the people go by. We did see some interesting cars and motorbikes go by while I enjoyed my coffee. So I hope you enjoyed coming to the thrift store with me, looking at some of the interesting things I found. Please give this video a thumbs up if you did, and I will see you in the next vlog. Bye bye.